All right. So we were looking at image adjustments, right? And we look at how you could modify an image destructively. Everybody understand basically what we did? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm gonna give you guys some homework. You guys ready? You know I always have homework for you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? So your homework is I want you to look into those image adjustments, right? And I want you to find out what each of them does. Yeah. You can easily find that out by going to Google and do a quick Google search. You'll get tons of videos, articles on each of them, I'm sure, and you get articles that break down each of them for you in detail. I just want you to go for that. All right, and it's gonna come in handy in the next part of your homework, which I'll give you in a while anyway. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Okay, so in the first part, we changed the hue and saturation in that image to make that green car, which is third or fourth in line, can't really see clearly, but to make it lilac, was it, right? We're going to attempt to do the very same thing, but non-destructively. All right, everybody with me? And to do that, we will use a special layer called an adjustment layer. So if you look on your layers palette, you guys should have it right on the side here. This is what the icon looks like. F7, I believe, is a shortcut if you don't see it on your screen. All right. What I want you to do is select the layer that you want to edit. And if you go down at the bottom in the options, there's this icon right here, the little circle that is half colored, right? It says create a new fill or adjustment layer. If you click on that, you see all of the adjustments that you can apply, right? Well, the top are fills, so you can apply, for instance, a solid color fill layer, right? Let's give an example. So you can apply a solid color fill layer, meaning a solid layer of color, right? Or you can apply a gradient or pattern. We're not gonna go through that right now. We're gonna leave that for you to play around with on your own time. All right. The one that we're interested in right now for our experiment is the Hue Saturation. Yeah. So select Hue Saturation. And immediately what that's gonna do is bring up the properties for that adjustment layer. And the properties for that adjustment layer are the very same options that you will get in the adjustment option if you pull it up from here. Okay. So what that will allow us to do is, and part of your homework is to figure out how the hue and saturation dialog box works. So you can go with me for now, but I'm not gonna give you an in-depth explanation of what's happening. So I'm gonna select the color that I want, green, right? And I'm going to shift the hue, or lilac we said. So is that lilac? Yeah, that's it. That's the lilac, right? I should bring the saturation now just a little bit. Okay, and I can send it back in. All right. Look at it. We did the very same thing, but right now, all of the pixels in the original layer are intact. Right? Everybody can see that. If you don't believe me, you'll have a new layer right now that says Hue Saturation. If you uncheck the eye next to that layer, meaning you remove the adjustment layer, notice it gets back to the original. All right. And at any point in time, we can double click on this layer to get back to the properties, right? And make further adjustments. Now, if you notice, not just the green in the car is changing, actually, I have it on master. But not just the color of the car is
Untitled
changing, but it's actually changing the colors across the entire image. All right. So what if I give you a scenario? Let's go back to the lilac. The lilac was good. All right. So this is our original image. If we make the adjustment layer visible by clicking the eye next to it, it adjusts the pixels below it to change the color. Everybody can see that. But I want to draw your attention to one little area that is causing a bit of a problem. Right here. I don't know if it's clear enough for you to see. So here works out okay. But this part of the image, if we remove the adjustment layer, it's nice and green, right? And because it was nice and green, just like the car, when we change the green in the car, it also changed the green in the image in the background, the little grassy hillside. Everybody sees that?
So let's
Yes.
cover it back.
Yes.
So what do you think is a method that we could use to remove this? We want to keep this. It moved from green here to purple. We want to keep this, but we want to take this little speck here out. That little speck that's in lilac here, we want to take it out. Any suggestions how we could do that?
I guess you can maybe try the selection tool.
We can what?
You can try the selection tool.
The selection tool?
Yeah.
And then what exactly?
Well, since the
Select it. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
you can,
Let me just select the general area.
yeah.
And then what?
You can mask it.
Mask what exactly? What are we masking?
The color.
Discoloration.
The what?
No, no.
I want you guys to be sure. I want you guys to be sure. What are we masking?
The little purple spot there in the grass.
Okay. The little purple spot in the grass. I'm asking about which layer. What layer are we masking?
The surface.
The what?
The surface.
The okay, let me tell you, we have two layers here visible. We have the adjustment layer and we have the image layer, the pixels, right? Which layer are we masking?
The pixels.
The pixels?
The one in the copy.
Okay, who said the one with the Hue and saturation?
Me.
Sorry, who is me? I wasn't.
Helix.
Oh, Helix. All right, cool. Okay, let me show you what will happen, right? I'm going to add a layer mask. Sorry, I'm gonna mask. So let's do it the easy way. Layer, layer mask, and we go into hide selection. Yes, that's what you guys suggesting. We hide the pixels that of the copy free layer.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Okay, let me just do it so you guys can see. Layer mask, hide
Just go and
selection.
hide the.
No, the lilac is definitely gone,
Ha.
right? But is that what you wanted?
No.
Okay. So what are we masking?
Use the clone stamp tool. It should work.
The clone stamp tool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Helix, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. By you telling me use the clone stamp tool, it tells me that you have some experience with image editing. It also tells me that most of your experience has been destructive. The clone stamp tool actually will not help us here too much. And let me explain why. The pixels on our original image are fine. If we remove the adjustment layer, notice it's fine. So if we were to clone stamp, what would we actually be clone stamping?
Basically the just the purple part.
Right, but the purple part is on this image. Remember, look at the purple, the layer by itself that makes it purple, the adjustment layer. If we're looking at it by itself, it doesn't exist. It only exists as an interaction with that other layer in which the pixels does need to be changed. So if you clone stamping,
Hello.
Hi. Yes, somebody was saying something?
Oh, my finger stick. Never mind.
Oh, all right, no problem.
What
Okay.
I was kind of thinking of, right? Like okay, like just before, like let's say you go in and color it, but like just before you color it, you could maybe select it. That what I was thinking of.
That is an option. However, remember, we didn't. That would work if we were doing it the destructive way.
Okay.
Right. So let me just go back to demonstrate. Sorry. I'm going to duplicate this layer. All right. So I moved it above the adjustment layer. Now, the other thing to note is that the adjustment layer affects everything below it. Okay. All of the layers below it. So I moved that layer above it. And what you're saying is that we could have, and I might as well just, anyway, saying we could have made a selection of the area that we wanted, right? And then go to image adjustments, Hue Saturation, and adjust just the green in that area. Right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, and that would work, but it would still leave us with a destructive edit. Yeah?
Okay.
Now, it is a smart object. We haven't gotten to smart objects yet. So it applied, it has a smart filter, right? But if it was a rasterized layer with pixels, just pixels, it would have been a destructive edit.
Okay.
So let's make that one invisible. And what you would actually do, if you look at the adjustment layer, notice there's a mask on it. The mask is actually what applies it to the entire layer or to all the layers below it. And you see the mask is completely white, which means it's completely revealed, right?
Yes.
But if we select the mask and using the paintbrush, we simply paint on the mask with black to mask it over the area that we don't want the adjustment layer to affect. Just paint it on. Look at that. Now, if you look at the adjustment layer, notice there's that little spot of black that we painted right here. It was all white before. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, because practically it's a mask.
It is a mask.
Yeah.
So it is a mask that applies a layer effect or an image adjustment, actually, rather, to the pixels or to the layer below it. So if you were to mask part of it, you would essentially be masking the effect on the layers below it. Get it? Look at it. Look at the effect again on the car. So on the same mask for the hue and saturation adjustment layer, if I were to paint in black over the areas of the car that turn lilac, we would get it back green because we would essentially be hiding the effect of the adjustment layer in those parts of the design that we painted.
Okay.
Everybody get the idea?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
it's only affecting the color.
Well, it affects the hue and saturation, which results in a change in the color. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the hue is the tint, the saturation is the intensity. Well, and it affects the lightness as well. So if we double click here, right by the little icon here for hue saturation, we get the properties. And let me go back to the layer. And we do on the car in lilac. So I'm going to, again, just paint back over, but this time in white to reveal. Right? And we get back that effect on the car. So, and all of what we're doing, notice we're working on a layer that is separate from the car layer. The car layer is actually this one right here. All of those changes that we're making is happening on the adjustment layer, and we're actually leaving the layer with the car intact below, all of the pixels intact. You get why it's non-destructive as opposed to the other method?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. So, homework. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. Before homework, I asked you already to look into the adjustments, right? And what you can do with them. I want you to also use the adjustment layers, right? Again, I'm not going to restrict what you can do with it. You're going to actually look at all of the possible adjustments you can use. Vibrance, hue saturation, color balance, black and white, photo filter, invert, right? And you're going to determine which one is best for your purposes. And you're going to apply one for me onto an image, all right? So one adjustment layer of your choice, but I want to see it used effectively on an image. Does everybody understand what they have to do?
By one, like just one specific, like let's vibrance. I just have to use vibrance.
You could just use vibrance, yeah. But I do want you to go through all of them and understand at least on a basic level what each of the options do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just use one of them. If you want to do more examples, that's fine. But just use one of them.
Okay.
In that case here, we use the hue and saturation, right, to change the color of the car from green to lilac. Let me just give you another quick example. I'm going to remove the hue saturation. As a matter of fact, actually, move that one. I'm going to add another adjustment layer using the same one, hue saturation. You guys realize that's my favorite one, right? Easy color change. I'm going to change all the reds in the image to give me a color. What color should I change it to?
Blue.
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 All right, let's go blue. I'll change all the reds to blue. That's blue enough for you guys? Let me just fix it up by switching all of the magentas over to blue as well. Okay, we should be okay. All right, that's blue enough for you guys? Now, as budding graphic designers, I want you to tell me the problem now with that image. Look closely.
The red in the red castle.
The red in the what?
The second car. The red in it is the completely different.
It will completely turn out. Oh yeah, that's true. And we could do something about that. We could play around with it a bit more. Yes, but that's not the major issue with that. I have a little bit of areas, but yeah, that's not the major issue. Let me help you. Let me give you a clue. This is the original image. Look at it. This is the adjusted image. We don't care about the color of none of the cars, but what is the big problem that we see here? There are a few of them actually, but what's the big problem?
Background cocoa color changing as well.
Yeah.
Is the background color a problem?
Yes.
Not really. I mean, we don't really know what color the background is. I want you to think as designers in the design industry.
The lighting in the lighting from the picture.
Not a major problem. All of that we can tweak. We can tweak. Come on, guys. I'm trying to get you to think a little bit here. Okay, what we did, we changed red in the image to blue. What do you think? What would create a problem in that, changing red to blue? It's not a major problem if we change a little red stripe on the car to blue, especially if it's not our car, we don't care about the color. But what can we not change? What would be a problem if we change?
The road.
The road, no. Oh, you mean the little what? The lines on the road, they change from yellow to Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, maybe that. Yeah. What else?
The level of saturation.
Okay, no, let me help you guys. What is that at the back there? Right there. What's that?
The banner.
Banner of what? What does it say on it?
Coca-Cola. But that's what I was saying.
Coca-Cola. Somebody was close to it. They said the background.
That's what I
Coca-Cola.
was saying. Background of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We don't care about the background. I want you to tell me what in the background exactly. So that looks like a Coca-Cola banner to me.
Right.
And you have never seen Coca-Cola in blue.
Right.
Here's something else. That is a British flag. You have never seen a British flag with a blue cross in the center. And as a matter of fact, it would probably be considered an offense to change the red in the flag to blue.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? What else? Look at this. That's another logo right there. Mobile, M-O-B-I-L. You want to be careful when you modifying images. You want to keep logos, right? And other branding material intact. There are some things that you're not allowed to change. Like for instance, on the car here, it says Avon tires. Some logos will allow you, for instance, if you have a blue car, you can have Avon tires with like that blue diamond in front of it. Or if you have a red car, you can put a red diamond. Some logos will allow you to do that. Some logos are very strict and they will not allow you to do that. So you need to know what you can change and what you cannot change. All right. So just to give you another example, using the Hue Saturation, we change all of the red to blue on the cars. But in a case like that, we still need to come back and make a few modifications to ensure that we can keep the realisticness, if that's a word, of, and again, I'm doing it really quick, the Coca-Cola banner in the background and any other branding material that absolutely needs to be in a particular color, right? We can come back and make our edits to that.
Also, I don't know if it's important, but when you zoom back out on the right hand side, the green vehicle.
The green vehicle.
The top of it.
The top of it, yes. Actually, that is important. If you were going for realisticness, yeah, you would want to fix up all of that as well. But that is something that you would have to do manually. You see, because I did it a really quick way. Let me just show you. What I did was I selected I think it was greens or reds. Yeah. So I selected reds to change all the reds, right? But now there's red and then there's not so red. And where red meets other colors in an image, what usually happens is you have a gradient. So the color red fades into, for instance, yellow. And at some point along, it changes from not red anymore to something in between red and yellow before it gets to yellow. You're going to see if we select reds, right? And it's selecting specifically red, which is a particular tone of red, right? The effect is going to fade off on areas like that. So you're going to have to come in and manually fix it. Again, you could just spend some time tweaking it. You could make your selections, right? So if you have an image just composed like that where you have blurry portions, right? What you would do is, that's good for picking it up, you would make a selection, all right? So it would take more work, obviously, as you can imagine.
Yes.
Right? But within that selection now, right, you can add an adjustment there. Right. Within that adjustment, within that selection, you can make an adjustment that will affect all of the colors. So if you change the color of the car, it would sort of change everything within the particular ratio. So if that red car was to turn blue, for instance, let's go with this blue. And again, forget about my edge. We have a blurry car, so we can't expect a perfect selection, right? But Yeah, you would select the entire thing and then not specify a single color unless if you have an image that facilitated that, right? And then you would get something that would be a little bit more photorealistic like this. Yeah, but again, you would have to look at the image composition and everything. Some images, especially if you want to go into that level of detail, you want crisp images, you want objects in focus, right? So you can know where your edges start and stop, right? So of course, when you're working like that, you want the best quality input, the best quality images as possible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. So any questions with adjustment layers
Oh,
and image
Yes,
adjustments?
sir, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to know when is the exam?
When is the exam? You ready to do it today? Right now?
No, I'm
hour?
not ready at all.
All right. So the exam is whenever you schedule it. It is an exam that's done online. Whenever BTC is an authorized testing center. Whenever you feel confident that you're ready to do the exam, you let BTC know. They will schedule the exam for you. So you will work with them. They will determine a time between you and them that's convenient for you both. And you will go to BTC, sit at the computer, you will connect to the testing server, connect to the exam server actually, and do the exam there. There's no set date for the exam, it's on your schedule. So if you want to do it in an hour, we can probably get it done for you. Well, the office is closed right now. But if you want to get it done tomorrow morning, we can get it done for you. Yeah, so it's whenever you feel confident. So anytime after we finish the course, as a matter of fact, BTC will actually be getting in touch with you guys and asking you when you want to schedule your exams, so you can schedule it then. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brianna, you ready to do your exam, Brianna? Not yet?
No,
What you waiting for?
I just joined. I'm just asking.
Just asking. All right, cool. But you definitely intend to do your exam.
Yes, I do.
All right, that is great. Sorry, just trying to look for my some documents there with your names. All right. So, and everybody understand the homework. So I don't have to go over that again. Before I leave, let me just get an attendance. I see a few new people here. Rion.
Present.
Yeah, that's the first class you at the previous class?
Second.
Second, okay. And Brianna, you just joined, you said that was today?
On Tuesday, sir.
On Tuesday? Okay. So, Miami, Autumn, Kadisha. Nerissa is here? No, okay. Helix, Tanya. No, Cedric is here? Taj is here? No. Everyone. All right.
girl.
Yep. All right, guys. So that is it.
Me?
Excuse me?
I think you skipped me.
I shall to say that's
No,
yes.
Naomi to say.
Who?
Naomi to say.
Naomi to say.
That's my first class.
Okay. All right. I was just checking because I have another Naomi Sampson. So Naomi to say.
It's Naomi.
Naomi. Sorry. N-A-O-M-I.
N-I-O-M.
N-I.
N-I-O.
N-I-O. All right. Sorry. Naomi to say. Did I miss anybody else? No. All right. Does anybody have any questions for me? I noticed we have a couple new students. Any questions on anything that you may have missed? You're not clear on? You want me to go over?
On the previous homework that we had to submit, we can still submit it.
Yes, you can. Yeah. The homework is really for your benefit. I'm not going to be at you with a whip. Yeah. So it's for your benefit and for you to really get acquainted with the software. And I fully expect that if you have difficulties with the homework, you come to me and ask a question. Let me know how I can help you with understanding it and getting whatever you need done. All right. So I do understand that some people may have difficulties as well with possibly computers and other things. So I'm not really pushy on the homework, but I do want to make sure that you guys understand the concept so that you guys are prepared for the exam. Yeah, that is my main concern. Okay. So everybody's good so far? And for those of you who joined in today or in the previous classes, we have recordings up on YouTube on my channel. So I'll send the link for today's class again, maybe later this evening. And thanks for the reminder for those that reminded me to send it. But you can also find the other videos if you just go on the channel and look. All right. So they should be appropriately titled. And as usual, guys, you all should have my number. So if you have any questions or any difficulties with anything, feel free to let me know. All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody good so far with where we at with the progress of the class?
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any things that you probably are expecting to cover that we haven't covered as yet? No?
No.
Anything, any difficulties that you've had in with your designing that I can help you with?
None yet.
Okay, so everybody all good.
Yes.
All right, and everybody has access at least to a copy of Photoshop that they can work with.
Which
Yes.
am I not supposed to use?
We are actually using what we're doing is CC 2019. You do have the option for 2020, 2021. I think you can actually select that before you do the exam. What I'm giving you is 2019 because actually that's what I have. And I'm always a bit reluctant to upgrade. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, but the new software actually is not much different. Usually they don't have that much drastic changes between the slide version. But I would recommend that you do the test in whatever that you've been using. However, the computers at BTC, I believe they have CC 2019. So that's actually what we're doing. Yeah. Should not be an issue if you have 2020 or 2021 installed in your computer. You should be able to use it fine as well. You should be able to follow along without any issues. If for some reason you do, just bring it up, let me know. It shouldn't be anything major. All right.
All right.
Okay, guys. So that's basically it for today. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't
You
forget
as well.
adjustment
All right.
layers. Let me know if you have any issues. And I will see you guys next week, Tuesday.
Take it easy, everybody.
All right, man. Yeah, have a good evening, guys. Stay safe.
You as well.
All right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you send the recorded early.
Make sure. Yeah, well,
Because I'm
right.
using well.
Or that using. All right. The thing is, right now, as soon as I leave, it's going to go through a converting process, and I'm gonna get off the computer and go to something else. I'm going to
I
leave
will
it
remind you
recording.
tomorrow.
No problem. I'm gonna be back on later, so I'm gonna try and do it tonight. Okay. I usually
Thank you.
work pretty late into the night,
Okay.
so I'll do that. But feel free to send me a reminder. Okay.
All right.
All right. Cool. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Each perfect unit.